Програму наших брифінгів, презентацію дуже красивого.
A presentation of a very beautiful and necessary project that has to help talented kids, IDPs from Donbas and Crimea. Our guests today are Bohdana Pivnenko, Ukrainian artist, Zubenko, head of the NGO Responsible Future Cultural Initiative Center, Natalya Mykhalichenko, mother of 3 kids displaced from Simferopol, and Klavdia Shevelyuk, the Responsible Future Cultural Initiative Center, and Christinka, the kid. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We are today gathered here to talk about the key aims that our public organization has, and it is Responsible Future Cultural Initiative Center, and how this is going to influence the image of Ukraine abroad. So, Victoria Zubenko, head of the NGO. Hello. We have come here to explain that all our charity actions that were here before were amateurish, and now we are coming to a professional attitude. I do have an experience in promotion of talented children. We've been engaged in this for over 5 years, including kids from small towns and villages, and there's quite a lot of concerned people around myself. We understood at some moment that no one cares about these kids, so we started to involve them, and we understand also that we should promote those children after a festival, after a contest, because sometimes it provides very unexpected results. We have also joined forces with Bohdana Pivnenko, who was engaged in this work on her own, so we implemented one project together. But then, as a result of those tragic events, we found out that there are, of course, talented kids among the internally displaced persons, and we found out that no one cares about them at all. Then we joined forces with Klavdia Shevelyuk, who helped us create a association that will be engaged not only in showing or demonstrating the talents of those kids, but also to promote their talent further. This will be connected to classical music, because we are sure that it is only classical music that can make a spiritual person out of a person. We are sure about this 100%, and our first actions, and events, there will be quite a lot, and well, everyone will tell you about them. And any questions, we will be answering them later. I'd like to say that the history of the creation of our public organization that will be helping the kids from among the IDPs began in September. We went to a concert in the House of Composers, where kids were given a concert accompanied by an orchestra. We decided to invite those kids to play for a broader public, and for the first time in their life they performed in front of 350 guests, and now we'll have a glimpse of it from the video. Children of Donbas, they are all laureates of different contests. They are all refugees because where they used to live, there's a war now. Zhenya from Lysychansk, she's with her mother and grandmother. They came away in what they were just. Then there are twins who managed to escape after the railway station was bombed in Donetsk. They want to be musicians. They want this very much, and I want to wish them creative success and that they come back as the war ends.
Совершенно неожиданно
Very unexpectedly, by the end of September, we got to the concert and talked to Bohdana Pivnenko. She showed us the kids who are little virtuosos, and we thought that we could help them. So maybe this is their first concert in their life in front of so many adults, and maybe this is contribution, and they will remember it for a long, long time. You know, this was a fairy tale for the kids and for us all. We hadn't even expected that this fairy tale will have a continuation for a long term. Next day after the concert, there was a news piece on the Euronews where Natalya told about the story of their family, and next day Dmitro Sukhovenko, the official composer of Europarlament, called us and invited kids to perform at the Europarlament, and then there was also an invitation to perform at UNICEF in Paris. So at the moment we have the situation where there are interested parties who are ready to help to develop the talents of these gifted children, and every organization and every company does what they want to in order to help with this. For instance, Masterclass provided us with the premises for charity concerts. Siberian Health helped Christina to implement her dream, and in January she'll be going to the Netherlands for an international contest, and our company helps in different methods and ways. We, for instance, provided for the studio recording of those kids and gave it to the kids so that they can send it all over the world and take part in international contests. And now the word goes to Bohdana Pivnenko, who is a merited artist of Ukraine.
Good afternoon. In fact, in all this group of people who care, I'm responsible for creative part, because there are people who organize and there are people who are responsible for creative activities. Where I found people, I'm in the jury of the children's competition, Accordi Hortici. That's the biggest one for children, which takes place in Zaporizhia. And I heard these children 2-3 years ago at the competition. They received the first awards because that's not just the violin or piano, it's whatever you can imagine. And somehow there were 2 girls from Kharkiv, and that's when I learned about this town in Ukraine where they teach playing violin very well. And I was sorry that people hear them only in Zaporizhia. And that is how I came up with the idea to invite these children to Ukraine. And these were people from Feodosia, Lviv, Kharkiv, Nakieva, Zaporizhia. And that's where we met Victoria Zubenko. We joined our efforts, and these concerts were held. That was a festival for children. For many of them, that was for the first time with the National Orchestra at the stage in Kiev. And then in May, we planned one TV and radio broadcasting with the twins from Donetsk, and I believe everyone would do what I did. I called them and I asked, where are you? What's happening to you? How can I help you? And no one of them was in Donetsk, Lugansk, or Lysychansk. Some of them were in Kiev, some in Mariupol, some near Kiev. And that's how we came up with the idea of this concert in September. I wanted them to feel that we remember them, that their life is not over. Because when you are doing something you love that gives you hope that everything will go back to peaceful life, and they can continue work and continue doing what they do well. And then I would like to add that on Sunday there will be a concert in the master class. The boy who lives in Donetsk will come because they have no opportunity to leave Donetsk and go somewhere. Christina and their family, they had to move from Crimea after referendum because it was dangerous for their family to stay there longer. And I'm grateful to people who supported me in my initiatives and who gave life to this project. One more thing. It is important to remember that the families where children are talented, they have been doing, that they have made a big choice. Children are not ready to make choice themselves. Their parents are making this choice. And for example, we have a case which is not very good because we were investing into this girl in Kharkiv that was pro-Ukrainian family, but when they were invited into a Russian university, they went to Russia because they explained to them that here they will have nothing and there they will get this and this and that. So we would like to address some state institutions, the Ministry of Culture. Let's do something because we are just losing our talented children. And I would like to invite Natalya, and she will tell us about her family. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Victoria, for your words. That's very important. I would like to thank all these people who are next to me. And not all people are here who are helping us. Talking about my family, when we came from Crimea, the main and the only reason was love to our country. It's impossible to imagine if you haven't survived that when during one night they took away your country from you, your love, your anthem, your money, your band, your flags. But these are all emotions. When we arrived, we could not even expect that the events will start developing so fast and so nicely to our child. Because music lessons is hard work. That is everyday work, many hours work, and not every child, even loving music, is able to do that. But that's not it. This is a big process. That's a good teacher, a systemic training at home. But the child has to perform to develop. And thanks to these people, we have this opportunity now. Also, I would like to say that Tina is a small girl, but she has some experience. She represented Ukraine already at the competitions, including international competitions. I believe she would be able to say that, but she's a little bit excited, just like myself, and I will say that for her this will be, she will be really proud to perform for her country. And I'm telling it very honestly. Maybe that's too patriotic, but that's what we feel. Thank you. Thank you. Could you tell us about your dream? I love music, I love playing, and I play a lot. And I like it, and I want to continue. But in Ukraine, in Kiev, in big cities and beyond that. And I play a lot for that. Thank you. We're proud of you. In fact, these little Mozarts, they basically break the borders, and even the understanding of the world is now different. And we would like to thank you that you are here and you listened about that important event. And we invite you all on the 14th of December at 4 o'clock to the charity concert with the participation of talented people. I have a question to Bohdana Pivnenko. Unfortunately, the children from Donbas are not here. Did you talk to them about war? Maybe they were telling you something. What are children's impressions? What impressed you most from what they talk about that?
You know, among those kids who will, for instance, play the concert on the 14th and those who took part already in the concerts, there are two twins from Donetsk, Anna and Sofia Kislyak. They are here, as Victoria told us earlier, were escaping Donetsk when the railway station exploded. This was the hottest time for the residents of Donetsk, and very many of them left the city at that moment. They were lucky they got to stay in Kiev. Their teacher, who was the leading teacher of Makiivka school, a very good school, she is also in Kiev. They were admitted to the art school number 2. They are studying there, so their life does have a more or less usual way. They are not in the street, as very many people are who don't know where to go. For instance, I and Victoria were on the jury of a contest of people from small towns. In the end of November in Kamenka, there were 2 violins there from Korsun Shevchenkivsky, and of course we gave them awards, and we came to them and talked to them, saying that it is very pleasant that Korsun Shevchenkivsky has such talented kids, and they say, no, we are from Kirovsk in Donetsk region, where everything is closed. And I know a boy from Donetsk, a very talented one, who can come here. But in order to come here, they have to pass 3 road checkpoints. And I can quote his mom, who said, we would be glad to come here if we had some subsistence to support us. They are not political figures or miners or whoever. Where, you know, people of the arts would not take a machine gun in their hands. There's a phrase that if we were paying more, spending more for culture, then we would not have to spend money for the operation that's taking place in the East now. I think everybody agrees with this. So people of culture became hostages of the situation. Some of them have left, and some of them don't have money to go anywhere. So I had a desire to help them with whatever I can. I'm very grateful for the fact that there are more kind people than bad people, and very many people answer the proposal to help these people. Taking into account the fact that such a respected legal firm, Vasil Kisil, is among the founders of your organization, do you plan to help them legally, because they face a lot of legal problems and bureaucratic red tape? Do you plan to help them? I think this goes without saying. Of course, those children whom we are helping, to promote the culture and the image of Ukraine abroad, they will get legal help from us. Yes, there are other. I want to tell. Very recently, I was on the radio doing a program in Russian for also for Russia and Crimea, and I finished the broadcast with the words that I would like to dream that in the concerts that we are playing, we would not have the note to support talented kids in Donbas. I would like those concerts to be just concerts of talented kids. We have to emphasize now that we have to help kids from those regions, but I would like this situation to end as soon as possible. Are there many, a huge proportion of Crimeans in relation to the east of Ukraine? No, I think that most of the Crimeans went to Russia or stayed behind in Crimea, because those people whom we worked when the Ukraine was still integral, there was no one from there except for Christina. This is a choice of every single family, and we cannot influence the choice at the moment. But this doesn't mean that even a child who went to Russia because of their mother's or father's views won't come back, and they will be proud of their origin. About Crimea, there's a separate topic, Crimean Tatars, because there were Crimean Tatars who studied in Kiev, and I know that they are now facing the fact that although they say that universities are free for those who in this or that way were studying in Ukraine, but I know a kid who was studying at the Conservatory of Music and who was told that you are now from another country and you have to pay for your studies. So some people went to Vienna, and Germany and Austria made studies for Ukrainians free. So the Crimean Tatars, whom I know, have moved abroad, because it is absurd when they say, we support you, but you have to pay for your studies as you are from a different state now. I'd like to add that there are many interested parties in this, and even public organizations like the Association of Lawyers of Ukraine do quite a lot for the legal assistance, and because of the situation that is now in our country, I think that by joining efforts we will be able to achieve more result than working alone. So I call upon every organization that wants to join our Responsible Future Cultural Initiative Center. Join us through Facebook. We still don't have a website, but I think that we will be able to find each other. Thank you very much. So to finish our presentation, I'd like you to listen to Chopin as performed by Christina.
Bohdana Mykhalichenko, 9 років, місто Simferopol. Дуже дякую. Місто Київ.
Дякую вам, колеги, за вашу дуже важливу справу.
Thank you, colleagues, for your very important case. Come to us again. We will be glad to hear again about your successes and the successes of your little stars.